Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. Archer wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws, playing a Sanguine Morass, and passes. Mathieu's land for turn is an Elegant Parlor, and he surveils one. Kuzno plays a tap Myriad Landscape, and ships it. Sammy draws, playing an Overgrown Tomb which comes in tapped, and passes. Arja plays a Temple of Triumph, scrying one, and passing. Mathieu displays a Sacred Peaks, and ships it. Kuzno plays an Island, and pays 2 for a Lightning Greaves, and passes. Sammy plays a Forest, and casts Farseek. He goes to find a land as he passes turn. Archer plays an Orzhov Basilica, which comes in tapped and bounces a land back to hand. He then moves to his end step, discarding Ox of Agonas down to hand size. Mathieu's got an Arena of Glory, and he then casts a Recruiter of the Guard. This has him putting a Serra Ascendant to hand as he ships the turn to Kuzno. Kuzno draws, plays an Island. Sammy plays out a Silent Clearing, and then taps 2 for Nature's Lore, going to find another land to put to field. Turn 4 for Arja has him drawing, playing a Caves of Koilos, and then casting his commander with Dihada. He downticks her, but gets no legendaries, so he gets 4 treasures instead. He passes after that. Matt's land drop is a Monumental Henge, and he then exerts his Arena of Glory to help cast Mural. This has her gaining haste, and he swings the Recruiter of the Guard at Sammy, and Mural goes at Dihada. Dihada gets taken out while Sammy takes 1, and Mathieu also gains 2 soldier tokens from Mural on attack. He then passes turn. Kuzno's got an Island, and casts Cynette. He gives it a Lightning Greaves, and just passes turn. Sammy just draws and has enough mana to cast Betor, Ancestor's Voice, and passes. Arja draws and casts a Bolas' Citadel, and he then looks at his top card, and pays 4 life to cast Nahiri. He then plays a Plains off the top, and follows up by casting Big Score, paying another 4 life. Archer then upticks Nahiri, and follows by casting Incarnation Technique, and targets Kuzno to get a copy. Kuzno's copy resolves first, and he gets a Mulldrifter. Archer then resolves his first copy, getting an Overlord of the Baelmerk. He mills 4 off the Overlord as it comes in, and he gets to keep Nahiri the Overlord and puts it to hand. His second copy then hits Neheb the Eternal, and after that, Archer just passes. Mathieu's got a Flooded Strand, and goes straight to combat, swinging Mural at Sammy. Sammy blocks with Betor so they bounce off each other, and Mathieu follows up in his second main phase with a Loyal Warhound, and passes. Kuzno's land drop is a Nykthos, and he then casts Winged Words. He goes to combat swinging Mulldrifter at Arja, dealing 3, and then in his second main phase, casts Blades of Selves, and passes. Sammy plays a Shattered Sanctum, and then casts Shouldered. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature as she comes in, and Sammy then swings Betor at Arja's face. After combat, he casts Path to Exile and exiles Neheb. Moving to his end step, Sammy then gets to put 3 counters onto Shouldered thanks to Betor's trigger, and passes. Arja untaps and in his main phase gets Squee from his graveyard to his hand, and then draws for turn. He then casts Untimely Malfunction off the top, and picks the mode Destroy Blade of Selves. He then casts Entomb off the top, losing 1 more, and goes to find his own Shouldered. He follows up by playing a Bloodfell Caves off the top, and then Crackling Doom, losing 3 more. Arja then downticks Nahiri to exile Myrel, and he then casts a From the Catacombs on Shouldered. This has Arja introducing the initiative, which has him going into the Undercity to grab a Plains, and each of his opponents then sacrifice a non-token creature as Shouldered comes in. Arja then passes, and during the end step, Mathieu cracks his Flooded Strand. Matt plays a Mountain and casts Bree. He then sends 2 soldier tokens at Arja, who blocks 1 and takes 1. This has Mathieu gaining the initiative, and goes to find a Plains, and he passes turn. Kuzno draws, and plays an Island, and then casts Eaten by Piranhas on Shouldered. Going to combat, he then hits Mathieu with a Jellyfish to take the initiative, and goes to find a basic. He follows up with a Solemn Simulacrum to find another one for the field, and passes. Sammy draws, and plays a Garden of Freyalise, and then casts Braids. He moves to his end step and gets the Braid's trigger, sacrificing a land. This is Arja sacrificing a land, but Mathieu and Kuzno don't. This is Matt and Kuzno taking 2, and Sammy drawing 2, and then passing turn. Arja once more gets Squee back on his upkeep, and draws. He then blitzes out Jaxus in his main phase. He upticks Nahiri, discarding Squee, and then plays an exotic orchard off the top. Going to combat, Arja swings his 1/1 shoulder at Kuzno, who takes the 1, and Arja gets back the initiative. He picks the rune to scry 2, and then activate Jaxus to copy Shouldred. With the ability on the stack, Mathieu responds by flashing in a Solitude to try and exile Shouldred, but with Solitude's ability on the stack, Arja responds by casting Lightning Bolt on his own Shouldred, so at least it'll go to his graveyard as opposed to exile. After that, Arja plays an Apprentice Necromancer and passes turn. Matt draws and plays a Plains, and once more exerts his Arena of Glory to help cast Lightning Army of 1. Mathieu then swings out at Arja, and before damage, Arja casts a Path to Exile on Lightning. This has Mathieu responding with a Chroma's Will, and with Bree being out, Mathieu's creatures get keyword soup. More importantly, this has Lightning gaining double strike, and with Lightning's first strike damage, Mathieu takes the initiative and puts 2 counters on her, plus gives Arja Lightning's trigger so the damage will be doubled the next time. This then has Arja taking a total of lethal damage, and Mathieu gains a ton of life. He then moves to his end step and triggers Bree. This has him flipping into a Sun Titan, which, as it comes in, returns from Graveyard Recruiter of the Guard. This in turn allows Mathieu to tutor for a card, and Mathieu reveals an Ocelot Pride. He then passes turn. Kuzno draws, plays an island, and casts Alrund's Epiphany. He then moves the Greaves onto the bird, and swings it and a jellyfish at Mathieu. Matt takes the hit, and Kuzno takes the initiative, scrying 2. Kuzno then moves to his extra turn. As he continues into the Undercity, Kuzno goads Lightning, and then draws for turn. He then plays an island, and casts Kaito, and then upticks the Walker on the jellyfish. Kuzno then swings at Mathieu for 4 in the air, who takes the hit, and in his second main phase, Kuzno casts a Soul Ring, and then follows up by recasting Cynette. He passes after that. Sammy draws and casts Rise of the Witch King, which in turn returns his Shouldred from the graveyard to the battlefield. His opponents sacrifice a non-token creature, and Sammy passes. Mathieu draws and has to swing his goaded Lightning at Sammy, and he sends his 3 soldier tokens at Kuzno. Sammy chumps his Shouldred, but casts Heroic Intervention before damage, and Mathieu responds with a Surge of Salvation. Kuz then takes the damage, with Shouldred and Lightning doing nothing to each other because they're indestructible basically. But Mathieu takes the initiative from Kuzno. He then plays a tapped Windbrisk Heights and hides away a card. Moving to his end step, Bree then hits Flage, which as it enters, deals 3 to Kaito, and he passes turn. Kuzno draws and casts Reconnaissance Mission, and then upticks Kaito on a bird. He swings it at Mathieu, and Matt makes one of his soldier tokens fly by activating Bree and blocks a jellyfish. Matt gains 1, but then gets hit with 5 flyers, so Kuzno draws 5 from the Reconnaissance Mission. Kuzno then follows up with a Notorious Throng and passes turn. Sammy draws and plays Urborg, and he then casts a Massacre Worm. With the worm on the stack, Kuzno responds with a Memory Lapse though, countering the spell and putting it back on top of Sammy's library. Mathieu draws and plays a Castle Embrith, and once more exerts the Arena of Glory to help escape Flage. He targets Kaito with the Flage Enter the Battlefield trigger, and then gives Flage Lifelink and Flying with Bree. Responding to the Bree trigger, Kuzno casts Unsubstantiate on Flage, and bounces it back to Mathieu's hand. Matt then swings everything he can at Kuzno, which has Kuzno blocking 2 soldiers with his fairies, and then before damage, Mathieu activates his Windbrisk Heights to cast Gisela. This in turn has Mathieu losing no creatures thanks to the damage being halved and rounded down, while Kuzno takes double damage and drops to 11. Matt then follows up by casting the Ocelot Pride we saw him tutor to hand, and moving to his end step, he gets a Bree trigger. She hits Guide of Souls, and Mathieu then resolves the Ocelot Pride trigger, making 2 cat tokens as he passes turn. Kuzno draws, plays an island, and casts Caged Sun. He picks blue, which in turn helps him cast a Kicked Rite of Replication, and targets Shouldred. These Shouldreds get sacrificed because of the legendary rule, but they also wipe away most opposing non-token creatures. Going to combat, Kuzno then swings out at Mathieu, who takes 16. This has Kuzno getting back the initiative, and he finishes a dungeon. This has him putting to field an Archaeomancer, and returns to hand a Notorious Throng. He also draws 8 from the Reconnaissance mission, and in his second main phase, ultimates Kaito. He then casts Notorious Throng for its Prowl cost, and gains an extra turn, and passes to it. Kuzno draws, plays an island, and recasts Cynette. He then swings out at Mathieu for lethal, and draws a ton of cards. He follows up by casting a Ghostly Flicker, bouncing the Archaeomancer and Cynette. This in turn has him getting the Notorious Throng back, which he casts for the Prowl cost again, getting a ton of fairies, plus an extra turn. At this point Sammy knows when he's done for, and he scoops it up to Kuzno, who wins the game. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.